This might be the one message that shifts your entire perspective, the one truth you've been waiting for. So listen closely. Opportunities like this don't come around often, and if you let it pass, you might never get it again. What if this moment is the key to unlocking the change you've been seeking? Don't scroll past it. Don't ignore it. Pay attention, because what you're about to hear could be the turning point you need. And hey, if you're new here, why not support us by subscribing to the channel and giving us the motivation to keep making videos like this? Time is ticking. Are you ready for what's next? Silence isn't empty. It's full of hidden answers. Have you ever noticed how silence can feel heavy? Like there's something more beneath it? In a world filled with constant noise, notifications, conversations, arguments, silence is often seen as something awkward. But here's the secret. Silence is never empty. It's where the real answers lie. When you stop trying to fill every second with words, you allow yourself to hear what's really important. The most valuable answers often come when you're quiet enough to listen. So, next time you feel the need to speak, pause. Let the silence do the talking. You'd be surprised what you might find in that stillness. In a noisy world, being quiet can make you stand out. In today's world, everyone's trying to be the loudest. Social media, opinions, debates. It's a constant race to get attention. But have you ever noticed that the quiet person in the room often holds the most power? When you speak less, people listen more. You don't need to shout to be heard. Sometimes, the person who says the least ends up saying the most. They stand out, not by raising their voice, but by choosing their moments wisely. In a world that's always talking, learn to embrace the power of being quiet. It will make people stop, lean in, and truly pay attention to what you have to say. Quiet people often think the most. We often mistake quiet people for being shy or unengaged. But what if they're simply thinking deeper than everyone else? There's so much going on inside the mind of a quiet person. They're listening, absorbing, and observing the world around them. While everyone else is busy talking, they're gathering wisdom, seeing things that others miss. Being quiet doesn't mean you have nothing to say. It means you're carefully choosing what's worth saying. Remember, it's not about how much you speak. It's about the quality of what you share when you finally do. Staying silent shows strength in a world that always wants you to talk. We live in a world where everyone is expected to have an opinion on everything. But true strength isn't found in talking just to talk. It's found in knowing when to stay silent. Silence is power. It shows you're in control, that you don't feel the need to explain yourself or prove anything to anyone. People might pressure you to speak, to defend yourself, to react. But strength lies in your ability to hold back and let the world keep spinning without you jumping into every conversation. Silence can speak louder than words ever could. The more I listen, the more I discover what truly matters. It's amazing how much you can learn when you stop talking and start listening. We often rush to speak, to share our thoughts. But how often do we truly listen? Not just hear, but really listen. When you give yourself the space to listen, you start to notice things you never did before. People's emotions, the unspoken words between their sentences, and the real meaning behind their actions. You begin to understand what really matters, not just what's being said. Listening is a skill, and when you practice it, you'll find that the world has so much more to offer than you ever realized. You don't need to talk all the time. Sometimes silence says everything. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Think about it. How often do we feel the need to fill every moment with words? We talk out of habit, out of fear of awkwardness, or because we feel we should. But silence can be louder than any speech. It can express pain, strength, peace, or wisdom. When you don't say anything, people are left to wonder. They fill the gap with their own thoughts. Silence forces others to stop and think. It leaves room for deeper connection and understanding. So don't be afraid to let your silence speak for you. Not every thought needs to be spoken, and not every fight is worth it. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of an argument, only to realize that it's not even worth your energy? Not every battle needs to be fought, and not every thought that crosses your mind needs to be shared. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is stay quiet. By holding back, you protect your peace. There's wisdom in knowing when to speak up and when to let things go. Save your energy for the battles that truly matter. At the end of the day, silence can be your greatest defense. It keeps your power intact and lets you walk away without losing anything. In silence, I find my strength while others lose theirs. When everyone else is scrambling to speak, to defend themselves, or to make a point, I find my strength in silence. While others waste their energy on endless debates, I preserve mine. Silence isn't weakness, it's control. It's the ability to stand firm without being swayed by the noise around you. People may not understand your silence, but they'll feel its impact. When you stay quiet, you maintain your power. You don't get pulled into drama or arguments. Instead, you stand strong in your peace. While others are losing their balance, you remain steady, rooted in your silence. It's not about quitting. It's about knowing when silence is the best response. Sometimes staying silent isn't about giving up. It's about knowing that the best response is no response at all. When you choose silence, you're making a conscious decision to not engage in things that drain your energy or aren't worth your time. It's not a sign of defeat. It's a sign of strength. You're showing that you don't need to defend yourself or explain your actions to others. Silence can be your way of protecting your peace, of choosing what really matters. In the end, the smartest thing you can say is nothing at all. It leaves space for reflection and shows you're in control. In stillness, I found the answers I couldn't find in all the noise. Life moves fast. Everyone is running from one thing to the next, trying to keep up. But have you ever noticed that the most important realizations don't come when you're busy, distracted, or overwhelmed? They come in the quiet moments when you finally pause, In stillness, you hear the thoughts and ideas that were hidden under the chaos. The answers you've been searching for don't come when you're talking or trying to figure everything out. They come when you stop, when you let yourself breathe, reflect, and listen to the quiet inside you. That's when you find clarity. That's when things make sense. So embrace the stillness. It's not wasted time. It's where the best answers live. Stop trying to be loud. People notice silence too. We live in a world where everyone is shouting to be seen. Social media, work, family, society, they all push us to be louder, to make ourselves heard. But here's the secret. You don't always need to be loud to get noticed. Silence can be just as powerful, if not more. When you stop trying so hard to make noise, people start to wonder about you. They lean in, they listen, they're curious. Silence makes you a mystery, and mystery is attractive. While others are busy making noise, be the one who stands out by saying less. People will notice you more because you didn't have to try so hard. I no longer need to convince anyone. My silence is enough. There was a time when I felt the need to explain myself to everyone, to make them understand my choices, my actions, my thoughts. But I've realized something. You don't owe anyone an explanation. When you're confident in who you are, your silence is enough. Not everyone will understand you, and that's okay. You don't need to fight to be understood. Silence speaks for you in ways that words never can. It shows you don't need validation or approval. It shows strength, self-assurance, and wisdom. When you choose silence over explanation, you free yourself from the burden of convincing others. In a world that's always talking, silence is your hidden superpower. It's in the quiet moments that the real answers emerge, the ones buried beneath all the noise. When you choose silence, you choose control. You don't need to fight every battle or prove yourself to anyone. Let your silence speak louder than words. Remember, while others scramble to be heard, your silence will make people stop and listen. So, take a step back, embrace the quiet, and discover the strength within stillness. You'll be surprised what you'll find. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Take care and see you soon. Bye for now.